Well, it sounds like a cliche, but here's a woman who needs no introduction. The bantamweight champion of the UFC, women's bantamweight champion, Ronda Rousey. First of all, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You got a big fight coming up, UFC 193 against Holly Holm, down in Melbourne, Australia, November 14th.
Yes.
It's on pay-per-view. Now, you've had a lot of firsts in the UFC.
Yep.
Many of your fights don't get past the first round, speaking of that. But this one is expected to be in front of about 70,000 people. That put any more pressure on you?
Yeah, I mean, it's more pressure to actually get 70,000 people to show up. Because the previous record, I think, is 56,000, so we're trying to beat it by a lot. But when I'm actually out there, I don't notice it at all.
Kind of zone it out, getting your own little tunnel. Now, but Holly Holm, she's a world champion boxer. So are you going to box her? You think you're going to take it to the ground and fight your fight?
Well, in MMA, you have to strike first. I can't just skip it, you know? So I'll have to outbox her at some extent to be able to grapple at all. And so, but, you know, in mixed martial arts, I feel like I'm a better striker for mixed martial arts, and I'm looking forward to having an opportunity to show it.
I want to get to football in just a second, but one thing I'm always intrigued about you is that people talk about your legacy and the legend. And you talk about, you know, why do you keep winning in one round and how it happens so quickly? But I think one of the things that's amazing is because you don't look at this as just one fight.
No.
You look at it as one step.
It's the whole thing. It's not about the individual girls or the individual matches anymore. I want to be remembered as one of the greatest that ever did the sport and to retire undefeated. And in order to retire undefeated, every single one of these fights matters. You know, it kind of reminds me of like a bracket in judo. You're not going to win the Olympics unless you win the first round of the Olympic trials or the finals of the Olympic trials, or the first round of the Olympics or the quarterfinals. Like every single one of them is just as important as an Olympic final.
I think it's amazing because when you talk to great athletes in every sport, they look at it.
You break it down.
Yeah, you break it down into what my legacy will be at the end and how do I get there rather than worrying about trying to impress people with one fight. All right, this is a football show, so let's talk a little football because I've heard that even though they lost today, you're a San Diego Chargers fan.
Well, my dad was a big Chargers fan, and the first Super Bowl I remember was the 49ers versus the Chargers. And my dad sitting in the living room, and I was like, "What's the score, Dad?" And you know, well, how did they do? And he's like, "The big donut." And so I always kind of think against the 49ers, just looking for the Chargers. That was my first memory.
That's the Steve Young monkey off my back for Super Bowl.
Now it's Halloween season coming around, and there are so many little girls who dress up like you. And look at the wall. Check this out right here. So many of these girls, they're behind us. There we go. All these girls say they dress up, and they say they are you. How does it make you feel to be like such an inspiration to so many young women out there?
I mean, it's really, really cute. I just hope that they bring like a jacket or the hoodie too, because it's gonna get cold. I always remember being cold on Halloween, so that's a huge compliment. That baby, oh my God, she doesn't seem too happy about it.
That's her fight face.
Yeah, that's what it is. She's getting ready for it. I know you're getting ready for your fight. November 14th, pay-per-view, Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey, bantamweight champion of the world. Thank you so much.